All right, I got a quick question for you before we get started. I want you to think about this while the intro rolls. How many credit cards do you actually need? Not how many do you have, how many do you think you actually need? All right, so this stems from I'll give you a quick story. This stems from a trip that I just took. We had a hurricane come through here in Florida. It was a disaster. But we all knew it was gonna come here about 5 days beforehand, and I had this bright idea. What if I go to Disney World before the hurricane? I'll bet you nobody's gonna be there. So I rounded up my daughter, and she had no school anyways. They closed the school like 5 days early for this thing. So we went to Disney World, and I'll put some pictures up here. We had the place to ourselves. We went to all 4 parks in one day, and it was like less than that. We were home by 9 o'clock, and it was a great time. There was nobody there. We rode everything we wanted to ride. We got to and from all the different parks, no problem. But while we were there, we were at Epcot, and Epcot has this food and wine festival. So we're waiting for some food. I forget, it was like France or something. We were trying some food, and the lady in front of me, she goes to pay for her food, and she pulls out her purse and pulls out a credit card. Right before she gives it to the guy, she says, wait, I don't want to use that one. I want to use this one because it had rewards. And so she pulls out her wallet and shuffles through, from what I could see, at least 8 credit cards. Now, some of them may have been bank cards or whatever, but there was at least 8 cards there. So she uses this card because it had the rewards. She was all excited, and it got me thinking, how many credit cards do people actually think that they have to have? Well, I did a little research on this, and it turns out that 55% of you will pick a credit card because it has rewards. That's it. That's your number one reason for picking a credit card. That's incredible. Now, half of you will actually change credit cards to get better rewards. So it shows that this rewards program thing is really quite popular. In fact, when they ask people to rank the things that they find most important in credit cards, rewards program was number 1. You know what the 4th thing was? Like, let's skip 2, 3 and go right to 4. The 4th thing, which probably should have been the most important, was the interest rate. You guys are thinking about 3 other things before you even consider what the interest rate on the credit card is. Big mistake. Customer service was number 5. So the interest rate, which is everything to a credit card, and customer service, which, how do we not value that, was 5th. So first was the rewards program. Second, believe it or not, was the brand on the card. You actually care more about the brand, the little sticker at the bottom, or the design that's on the card, more than you care about the interest rate, more than you care about customer service. My God, I mean, that just blew my mind. And here's the deal. If you're happy with your rewards program, you're spending $1,100 a month on your credit card. If you're not happy with the rewards program, you're spending $744 a month. Here's the thing. Only 6% of you, out of everybody that has rewards programs, only 6% of you are actually beating the system. What does that mean? It means that only 6% of you are getting benefits that outweigh the cost of the credit card. And it's probably because you didn't check the interest rate, you didn't care, you just wanted the rewards. That means that 94% of you, right? 94% of you are losing. You signed up for the rewards program and it's not working. It's costing you more than it's worth. Where else on the planet do you do something that costs more than what it's worth? We don't do that. In business, you go out of business. In your personal life, you go bankrupt. So we have got our priorities really mixed up here. I thought that was just incredible. Now, we have to take something else into consideration too. The 6% of you that are beating the system probably have very little debt on those credit cards, okay? The rest of you have way too much debt. Like, you can look up household debt, credit card, savings, net worth, all this stuff, right? It's all public, or it's all tracked, right? Everybody keeps track of this stuff. The average household has debt on their credit card of $5,700, $5,700. There's no way you can beat the reward system if the interest rate on that card is racking up at $5,700. Now let's take it a step further and say, well, maybe these are people that had higher net worths, okay? No. There is a picture, and I'm going to put this on our social media. Go to Facebook/JazzWealth or go to @JazzWealth on Twitter. If you have a negative or zero net worth, then you have 25% more debt than the highest net worth individuals. Now, that's the highest net worth. You have more debt than everybody combined, whether your net worth is from 10,000 to 25,000. You'll see the graph, check it out. Or from 50,000 to 100,000, whatever it is, you have more debt as a zero net worth individual. That's incredible. Come on, guys, we got to fix this. I'm going to post that picture online. Be sure to check that out. But of the people that have negative net worth or a zero net worth, 65% of those people that have those credit cards are rewards programs. So that just tells you right there, everyone's looking at the rewards programs thinking they're getting miles, trips to Vegas, cash back on their purchases. It's not working. It's cash back temporarily that you then give back to the credit card company because the fourth thing that you were interested in was the interest rate. It should have been the first. All right, so I'm rambling. How many credit cards do you actually need? Have you figured it out yet? The answer is not zero. There's actually a right answer too. There's 3 reasons you even want a credit card. You are trying to build credit. Maybe you don't have a credit score and you think, wow, I need a credit score. That's what everybody tells me. I need a good credit score. It shows I'm a good human being and I'm good with my finances. That is such a lie. Because you have a high credit score does not mean you are good with your finances, but that's how the system is set up. See, if you can beat the system and have a high credit score, then the banks go, well, you must be good managing your money. Here's a loan for something you can't afford. No, it's ridiculous. The second reason is you want rewards points. We've already covered that. The third reason is that you want that credit line because you're like, oh, maybe I need it. Maybe it's an emergency. I'll have to spend some money on a broken car. That's ridiculous. We all know the real reason that you have a credit card is because you're on Amazon, you're at the mall, you're buying stuff on Wish, right? I know. My daughter is like falling for this whole thing right now. You're using a credit card for things you don't even need. Come on. And holidays. Don't even get me started on holidays. Why do we celebrate holidays the day after, right? If we all did that for 1 year, retailers would go crazy. Celebrate Christmas the day after if that's what you do. Celebrate Halloween the day after. 80% discount on candy. Incredible. All right, okay. Side topic. All right. How many credit cards do you need? The truth is, you probably need 2. If you have a higher net worth, then 3, but that depends on your other types of debt, other credit lines that you may have, and your overall finances in general. So let's say the answer is 2. Now, those 2 credit cards don't have to be unsecured credit cards. You can use secured cards and you can get rewards points if you have to have those rewards points by using a secured credit card. What's a secured credit card? Real simply, you give the credit card company money, and however much you give them is however much they let you spend. You can't get screwed there, right? You send them $500, they say, okay, $500. You can spend up to $500, it's your money, spend it on whatever you want. And then as you make payments towards that secured card, they'll report that to the credit agencies. Now this is very, 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 very important because 35% of your credit score is how timely are you with your payments. Now notice that the breakdown of the credit score, 35% is how timely do you make your payments. It's not how much credit do you have and all this, how long have you had credit cards, things like that. It's how timely do you make the payment to the credit card. They don't know how much it is. That doesn't get reported, but 35% of your score is the timeliness of your payments. So if you bought a car or you had a credit card, it doesn't matter. If you make a $400 car payment on time or you make a $50 credit card payment on time, it's still an on-time payment, okay? So we can build our credit with a secured card that we pay $5 a month back towards, right? We don't need to have the car, the house, the boat, don't even start on boats, or some unsecured card that may have a $10,000 credit limit, okay? Now 30% of your credit score is the credit utilization rate. Now this is just designed to confuse the hell out of you. A credit utilization rate just means how much have you spent relative to how much could you spend. Now this is important because people get confused here. Your car loan, your home loan, your boat loans, your student loans, they don't count for this portion of your score. So 30% of your credit score is not even factored into the other like loans that you have. This is where a credit card comes in handy, and this is why I say the answer to how many credit cards that you have is not 0. You need a credit card. It doesn't have to be an unsecured card, okay? Now here's what they do. If you have a $1,000 limit on your credit card, let's keep it simple, and you spend $100, that means your credit utilization rate is 10%. You could have spent $1,000, you only spent $100, and so you've only spent 10% of your max amount. That's all that means. It's really, really simple, okay? Now, this is not rocket science. The credit scoring agencies actually tell you how much you should spend on your credit cards versus what your limit is. They tell you. It's like written in plain English on their sites. I don't know where this came from, but for some reason, the financial gurus, the industry in general, tells you stay around 30%. That's a lie. It's a fact that if you want the best possible score in the long run, assuming you do everything else correctly too, but if you want the best score in the long run, 7%. That's not my opinion, that's actual fact. The credit scoring agencies say, if you stay at a 7% credit utilization rate, we looked at all of our customers, all the people in the United States, turns out they have the best scores, okay? If you want the second best score, then you want to be between 10 and 20%. Where 30% came from, I have no idea. Either you want the best score and you use very little credit, or if you want an okay score, you know, still really good, but not at the very, very top, 10 to 20%. Piece of cake. That's not like my opinion, it's total fact. So let's throw the 30% out the window. Everybody's teaching 30%. It just doesn't make sense at all. Okay. I've rambled enough here. Look, we teach this stuff to you because if I can help you save money, if I can help you improve your personal finances, it means that it's easier for you to save for retirement. You're going to retire. You're going to want to stop one day and just enjoy your life. And if you're all screwed up in the credit world or you don't know how to manage your money, then we've got problems. You can never save for retirement. You're always going to have that 0 or negative net worth. So at Jazz Wealth, we manage retirement accounts, but we also help our clients with anything personal finance related so that they can be in a better position. Now, we never get paid to sell investments, so you know that these videos and the knowledge that I give you is not for some ulterior motive. It's because if you do better, you can invest more, everybody does better. I will never ever sell you an investment in your retirement accounts, which means if you come to Jazz Wealth, let's say you transfer your retirement accounts or roll over an 401k to us, it means that when we work on building your portfolio, we're building it with positions that we think are best for you, not best for us. Ask the person that's managing your retirement right now, even if you don't know their name and it's some big company, give them a call and say, hey, that mutual fund that's in my IRA or Roth IRA or whatever, why'd we pick that? They're going to give you an answer like, well, it's the best for you and it's the most targeted towards your retirement. No, I guarantee you while you're on the phone with them, they're going to try to sell you another mutual fund. And if you don't buy one, they're going to call you a year later and try to sell you another one. That's how the game works. We're changing the game. We're doing things different. Go to jazzwealth.com. You can schedule a call to speak with me directly, or you can click Invest Now and get started. I'll see that pop up on our end, and I'll send you the application, and we'll get started. I hope to talk to you soon.